Hello everyone. After completing exercise 8.1 of chapter 8 quadrilaterals, we will understand and prove midpoint theorem. Okay. So the statement is the line segment joining the midpoints of two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side and half of it. Okay. Means if in a triangle we are given midpoints of any two sides, okay, then if we join those two midpoints of the different two sides, the line joining the midpoints will be parallel to the third side of the triangle, okay, and it will be half of it also. Yes, see, like we have a triangle ABC, triangle ABC. E is the midpoint of AB and F is the midpoint of EC. Okay, so according to the midpoint theorem, according to this theorem, if we join the midpoints of two sides AB and AC, that will be EF. So line joining the midpoints of AB and AC, that is EF, EF will be parallel to the third side, which is BC. Means EF will be parallel to the third side and EF will be half of the third side, that is BC. Means EF is parallel to BC and EF is half of BC. Okay, this was the theorem, and I explained what the theorem is now. Okay, and we have to prove it also. Now we have to prove it also. So to prove, we need to make some constructions. Okay, we need to make some construction. We will extend this line joining the two midpoints of sides AB and AC. Like EF is the line segment joining the midpoints, so we will extend this EF. Okay, after extending this EF, we will draw a line parallel to AB through vertex C of the triangle. Means this through this vertex C, we will draw a line parallel to AB which will intersect extended EF at point D. In simple words, we can just say that AB is parallel to CD. We have to draw AB parallel to CD. Okay, so if this is the statement, in order to prove, we will write what is given, what we have to prove, and what construction we have made. Okay, see, given is in triangle ABC, E is midpoint of AB and F is midpoint of AC. This is very clear. Okay, and if E is midpoint of AB, it means EF is equals to EB, and if F is the midpoint of AC, then AF is equals to CF. Okay, now what we have to prove? We have to prove that line joining the midpoint, that is EF, is parallel to third side. Okay, BC, EF parallel to BC, and EF is half of BC. EF is half of BC. EF is equals to half BC. Okay, now construction. What construction we have done? Draw a line from C, from vertex C. We will draw a line which will be parallel to AB. Okay, to intersect EF. Okay, to intersect extended EF at point D. That is, in simple words, AB parallel to CD. Okay, now we'll start prove. Okay, how to prove this? Let us see. We'll consider two triangles at first. Okay, at very first we'll consider two triangles, triangle AFE and triangle CFD. These two triangles we will consider. Okay, now see, in these two triangles, AF is equals to CF because F is the midpoint. It is given that F is midpoint of AC. Means AF is equals to CF, and this angle is equals to this angle. Means angle AFE is equals to angle CFD. This angle is equals to this angle. AFE is equals to CFD. They are vertically opposite angles. Okay. Also, we have drawn CD parallel to AC. This CD is parallel to AC. AB. We have drawn CD parallel to AB. This is AB. Means AC will act as a transversal. AC is the transversal. If AC is transversal and AB is parallel to CD, then alternate interior angles, AIA, means alternate interior angles, will be equal. So which are these two alternate interior angles? This angle and this angle are the alternate interior angles formed by the two parallel lines AB and CD and transversal AC. So angle FAE is equals to angle FCD because AB is parallel to CD and they are alternate interior angles. Okay, so now in this triangle and this triangle, triangle AFE and triangle CFD, what we got? We got angle side angle and angle side angle equal. So by angle side angle rule, the two triangles, triangle AFE and triangle CFD are congruent. These two triangles are congruent by ASA rule. Now if these two triangles are congruent, means their corresponding parts will be equal. Okay, see, now AE and CD are the corresponding parts. Okay, AE will be equals to CD. This AE is equals to CD now. Okay, also we have AE equals to EB. AE is equals to EB. Why? Because E is the midpoint of AC. So by comparing these two equalities, AE equals to CD and AE equals to EB, we can conclude that CD is equals to EB. Okay, so EB is equals to CD. This EB is equals to CD we got, and we'll name this as equation number 1. Also at the same time we have drawn AB parallel to CD, and clearly from the figure we can see that EB is the line segment which is part of AB. Okay, so if AB is parallel to CD, if AB is parallel to CD, then EB also will be parallel to CD. Okay, now clearly in the quadrilateral EBCD, what we are getting in quadrilateral EBCD, we are getting from equation number 1 and equation number 2 that EB is equals to CD and EB is parallel to CD. Okay, it means quadrilateral EBCD is a parallelogram. Why it is a parallelogram? Because in quadrilateral EBCD, one pair of opposite side is equal also and parallel also. Okay, in EBCD, EB is equals to CD and same pair EB is parallel to CD, means one pair of opposite sides. These are the opposite sides. One pair of opposite sides we got parallel and equal, then EBCD is a parallelogram. Okay, now if EBCD is a parallelogram, means their opposite sides are parallel and equal. F is part of ED. We can clearly see that EF is part of ED. So EF also will be parallel to BC. Name this as equation number 3. Also EBCD is a parallelogram, then opposite sides will be equal. So EF is equals to BC. ED is equals to BC. EF I said by mistake. And from the figure we can clearly see that length of ED is sum of EF and DF. Okay, this EF and DF. So we can split ED as EF plus DF. So EF plus DF is equals to BC. Now, as we have proved triangle AFE and CFD congruent, so EF and DF are the corresponding sides and they are equal. Okay, by CPCT, by corresponding parts of these two triangles, EF is equals to CD. Okay, so in place of DF we can write EF because EF is equals to DF. So here we will get EF plus EF, 2EF, 2EF is equals to BC. After transposing this 2 to RHS, it will become 1 by 2, no? Okay, BC by 2, that is half of BC. Okay, so and we'll name this equation number 4. So from equation number 3 and equation number 4, what we got? EF is parallel to BC and EF is half of